Welcome back to episode 3 of Stoneopolis in what is the fourth attempt at recording this. I don't know what is going on with my microphone, but it's creating some horrible audio and I've had to scrap the previous three attempts I have at recording this. Now all I've done while I've been attempting the other recordings is to knock this wall back a bit and put the blood altar down, and of course use the sacrificial knife to fill up the altar. And then I've cooked some more cod, and I believe, yep, we've got fishing rods in both these strainers. Create more fish for me to nibble on to get my health back up whilst we get cracking into the Blood Magic quest line. Oh, Blood Magic part of the Sandy chapter, that is. First thing we're going to do is, I've already done this. This is made inside the blood altar, so all you do is make some mulch, drop it into the blood altar, and it takes a paltry amount of blood, only 100, to make grass seeds. And then, very importantly, this chapter here, grass, this quest, sorry, not chapter, this is an unlock. You must tick this, okay? I found out the hard way that this is an actual unlock, and I'll tell you what it unlocks. It unlocks, where are they? Oh, here we are, they're up here. So it unlocks these three here. These will be unfamiliar if you haven't ticked that quest, so there, prior warning. So let's crack on with Blood Magic. So as you can see, these quests are quite intertwined with each other, so you're going to have to go, more or less parallel down this line. So we want to make some blank slates, and these are void chunks just dropped in the blood altar, which we've got loads of those because of our system that we've got set up. And to convert these in the blood altar, again, it's only 100 life points, so not a lot. And I believe we're going to need about a dozen of these to continue the quest line. Now you can't leave these in, so if you leave them in they'll upgrade to the next slate, so you'll need to pull these out manually to start with, but we'll get an automated system going up in this chapter using Blood Magic's own nodes. Right, so that's 13, that should be enough. So that gives us 2 more. We need a weak blood orb, and for that we need a void ingot. Do we have any void ingots left? We do, just the one. So we'll drop the void ingot into the blood altar, and that should give us our first weak orb, like so. And once we collect the quest, what we'll do is we'll shift and right click it to bind it to us. So now, as you see there, current owner Bobster, and then carry on. So we need some blank runes. These are pretty easy to make. It's just stone with the blank slates and the blood orb, and we need 8 originally to go around the outside. What I don't think I've got a great deal of is, oh, I have got loads of stone, don't know what I'm talking about. So we just need 8 of those. And to upgrade this altar into the next one, all you do is dig around in an 8 channel like so, and place down the runes. And that is now a tier 2 blood altar. That gives us another bee book. Now before we go branching down that way, which is the way to go, and this is how all the blood magic nodes. We'll just continue down to the bottom here because these runes will help you continue onwards. So by making the reinforced slate and then the rune of self-sacrifice, that will actually give us more blood when we're using this knife. Right, actually we don't need the dagger of sacrifice yet, but we do need the runes of self-sacrifice. So it does actually explain what these runes are for. So this one, the self-sacrifice, increases the amount of life essence when you use the sacrificial dagger, and that's actually the it's actually a sacrificial knife, not a sacrificial dagger, but it's more or less the same thing. The dagger of sacrifice you use to kill other mobs or villagers or, you know, some other entity, and then the rune of sacrifice increases the amount of life essence when using the dagger of sacrifice, which is this. So instead we're going to go down this track, because going down this track opens up our first automation. So first thing we're going to need is a load of sticks. These are simply these sticks. We're going to need more than that, I believe. Let's get a few going. And with these, it's very similar to creating the blank slates. So you right click them on, right click them off with an empty hand. And that's that quest, and we get one more. And now we can get into the nodes. We'll come back to the node router in a second. So what we want here is that there are 4 different nodes. Now you can pull up JEI and just look at blood node, and you will see the 4 different ones there. We want to make one of each of these. So let's start with the routing node. And then we need an input routing node. Now I'm going to need some wooden hoppers with these, so I need some wood. Where's my chest gone? Yeah, we've got quite a bit of wood there. I've got some black wood there. Three. I'm not sure 3 is going to be enough. But we'll carry on. So that's the input routing node. And then we have an output routing node, which is 2 of the wooden hoppers. Now we've got 2 left. That's that one. And then we need a master routing node, which again has 1, but it also has 2 mixed stone ingots. Of course, we're just short of mixed stone. And I can't remember how we made this. I think we strained the grey coloured leaves. Right, okay, do we have any grey coloured leaves left? Nope. So we need some grey coloured saplings. Where's the grower? There. And we need some shears because we need the leaves. Right, should do for now. What do we use? Water. So water it is. Now these are both got... Oh, that's actually done. That done as well? No, but that's run out of mesh. So let's get another mesh for that one. We'll leave that one doing the fish. And... Oh, where did all they come from? Did they have some in my inventory already? Oh, do you know? I'll have to look back in editing and see what happened there, but I must have had some up here already, and I looked in the chest and there wasn't enough. Never mind. Can't get the staff. So our last routing node we still need a wooden hopper for, so we still need to make that. And then last but not least, we need the node router. We need a void ingot for that, so we need to be smelting some of the void chunks. Let's just split that into 4, and we'll go 1, oops, not that, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll leave those smelting. Don't forget you can use the void chunks as fuel. It's a great fuel source that you're going to need. So we need 2 sticks and the void ingot. So let's get rid of this wood. I'll put those leaves in there as well. We'll keep hold of those. Grass seeds, we'll come back to using those in a bit. Let's collect the quests, because the quests should give us some more nodes to work with. So you get 2 inputs, 2 routing nodes, and 2 outputs. Now, down here on this bottom slot here is a sample setup showing you how to automate the blood magic altar. Now, I actually created this screenshot that Ben uses, so I know all about what this is and I can explain it as we go. But this works very similar to the way that Applied Energistics does, as in you pull into the routing network. So you always put items in through an input routing node, and when you want them to leave the routing network, you use an output routing node. So that outputs into the blood altar, and then this routing node here will pull back into the network, and then this output one here will push them into the chest. Now, every single routing node needs a filter. If you don't have a filter in it, they don't seem to work. Whether that's a bug or not, we shall see later. And you want to be specifying quantities on your filters. If you don't specify quantities, then you'll end up throwing full stacks onto the blood altar. Now, well, that might be okay and might be what you want to do, but do be aware that you will use literally all the blood or life essence as it is that's in the blood altar, and if you run out, then it will just continue to suck the life essence out of it. Right, so that mesh has actually run out, so let's replace that one too. Leave that one running, and we need, well, we only need 1 ingot, don't we? So we'll need to do that for the routing, node router. Right, so we need some wood. Let's create a couple of barrels, and then we'll set this up. Now, barrels are not necessary for this, but are certainly... That's not how you create a barrel, is it? How do you do barrels? I've forgotten. Oh, I was close. I was very close. Right, so what I'm going to do here is, just so it makes it simpler, I'm going to mimic what this screenshot has here. Okay, so 2 away, I'm going to use our dirt, just a couple up in the air, and then put 1 on top, and then 2 away, 2 up in the air. We're going to put our barrel and then take a dirt back. Now, you don't have to have this space in, it's just easier to see these connections. So we're going to need our outputs, our inputs, and the master routing node. The routing node itself is slightly immersive engineering these wire relays. It's like the relays from immersive engineering. They allow you to stretch out your node network. So we're not going to use those for this present setup. We are going to need to put the master routing node down. because everything has to connect to that or be linked to it somehow. So on the barrel, you need an input. And on this barrel here, which is really annoyingly not in the right orientation, however, it doesn't matter. It will still open. You need an input on that, and then you need... Sorry, you don't need an input on that. Did that wrong. So you output into the table, and then you input back into the routing network, and then you output back into the barrel. So input into the routing network, output into the table, input back into the routing network, and then output back into the barrel. And then, so the first thing we need to do here is connect all these together. So it's shift and right click, and then shift and right click again. And now you've got to do this each time. It doesn't remember the first one. So if I just do shift right click there, it doesn't connect that to that. Now you can connect that to that, or you can connect them all to the master routing node. It doesn't really matter. Connecting them like that still works, so long as they are at some point connected to that master routing node itself. Right, so that's the nodes that we need set up. Next thing that we need to do is to collect that quest and then create some standard filters. Now you get 2 as a quest reward. So for this particular setup, we only need to create 2 more. And to create these, you simply put wooden hoppers into the blood altar. Right, now we've created those 2, we can collect the other 2 in the quest. Now the first thing we're going to automate with this is copper. But that's actually in the next quest here. We could skip to that, but what we need to do is we need to do our red coloured sapling. Now remember what I said before, when you get to your saplings, if you can, do them. Now if you're in an earlier version of Stoneopolis, you wouldn't be able to do this. This has a requirement of, where is it, this miniature red heart, and the miniature red heart has a requirement of the red sapling, so they were quest locked. But in Stoneopolis 1.1 and above, this was fixed, so this is just 4 blank slates around any sapling. Do we have 4 left? No, we don't. We only have 2, so we need some more of these. And then grab whatever sapling we've got the most of. And that's the red sapling quest done. It's automatically ticked. There's no reward for it, so that's that. And the red coloured leaves. So let's actually grow this red sapling, and we will crook it. And that gives us 9 more. And then, and just to finish off, we don't have any more shears, do we? No, let's just grab a pair of shears, and that will complete that quest line, or that little shoot of a quest line, down into this bottom corner. And then you can strain them for the red mushrooms. Now I don't believe that's a quest unlock. It could be, but we will come back to that later. So we are going to create the reinforced slate. Now the reinforced slate is just a blank slate. Put back on. Let's have a quick look and see how much life essence that uses. Oh wow, okay, so it uses 2,000. Do we have enough in there? We do. I didn't realise they cost that much. So let's let's just grab that off there, because that's done. Do we get another one? No, get B-bucks. Let's create the dagger of sacrifice. Now that's the sacrificial dagger in the blood altar. Do we have more void stone? Oh, we have one. Of course we do. So that's just stone and a void chunk. Yep. Have that. Stone and a void... Oh, that's not a void chunk. That's a void nugget. It's very dark, this GUI for the alloy kiln. And I know we've had a lot of people come in Discord saying that they've, you know, they can't make things, and it's because they're so dark that you can't actually see them. So let's duplicate that. Now, how much blood did we need for that again? 1,000. So this is rounded, so because it says 2 buckets and the tooltip at the top centre, we know we've got enough. So pop that in there, and that turned really quickly. So that's the dagger of sacrifice that we use on other mobs. That will come in useful later. And now we can make these 2 runes. This one is 2 more void stone, blank rune, and any stone. With is the weak one? Yeah, the weak one's in there, so that's fine. We can create that. We just need some more void stone. And just a quick look at the other one. They're void ingots. Now I've been making that, so that's not a problem. So we've got all that. We just need to pull the blank runes up from around it. So we just need two more void stone. Fill it up with fuel at the same time. And then if we pull these out of here, should be enough. Where did we put the other? Thought we split it into 4. Oh, maybe we split it into 3. Now you can create ingots back to nuggets, so if you make too many ingots it's not a problem. One thing I will do is just clean my inventory up. We don't need that or that. We don't need cobble. Keep a bit of stone. We need to keep that tome on us for now till we get into immersive engineering. Right, so we need to pull 2 of these runes up. And the first one we'll do is this one. So we need that void stone. So that's sacrifice, and then we have self-sacrifice, which we are missing the slate. So we'll have to put that back, because I think this is a tier 2. And we need 2 buckets in there, don't we? And do we have any more slates? No. So let's just grab that off there. Put some more life essence in the table. Might as well go as far as we can. Put the slate back while we eat. And now we can make the other one. Now, by all means, make more of these runes. The more you make, the more blood you will gain from using the both daggers, knives. So the sacrificial knife and the dagger of sacrifice uses the corresponding rune, which is underneath the tree, even though that one's not actually got the sacrificial knife on it. It does tell you it's a sacrificial dagger, but it's the knife, it's the same thing. Right, and apart from the red mushroom, that is complete. So what we'll do is we will throw the red leaves in, I'm guessing, water. Yeah, it is. It's indeed water. We'll throw them in there till we get a mushroom. That's it. That's all we need. And that mushroom then completes that chapter. and we collect our bead books and then move on to bronze. And this is where our first metal comes in. So a void copper nugget is made inside the blood altar, and it is the void nuggets. Now do take notice that this requires a tier 2 altar, and it's only 100 life points per nugget. So if you're going to do a full stack, you need 6,400 buckets of life essence in there. So a simple thing to remember here is always make sure that you've got more than what you're required. So if it says 7 buckets like that does, then you'll do a full stack in this without any problems. Now we're going to set our filters up for this. One thing to note, you can set all 4 filters up at once, but because our input's different from our output, there's no actual point in doing that. So if you right click this and say input void nuggets, that's actually changed both of these. You'll see there, that says all and that says all. Now if you follow the picture that was in the Sandy quest, this one here, you'll see that the quantity for the first one is all, but the quantity for the second one is 1. So let's just put this one in. Now you right click it and then just put the standard filter in there. Now I'll explain this GUI for you. These are the connections, so that one is actually already pressed. If you were to press one of these other ones, you'll see that it depresses the barrel that was pressed in the first place. Now the other thing to note is that when you press, like, say, the upside, you'll notice the filter gone. That's simply because that these nodes can connect and filter to all sides, so that's really useful to know. And this is just a priority system, so the one is like a higher priority. So if this was an input into the barrel, like say this one over here, which I know it's an output routing node, but if you set that as a higher priority, then they will go there first if you had multiple places for things or items to go. To set the quantity on this second one, because this one currently says all as well, and we want it to say 1, you simply click the box so it's highlighted like that, and then put the number that you want to transfer in there. Now do double check that it's actually stuck. So you can see there now says 1 times void nugget, and we'll put that filter in there, and also see that it is actually connected to the blood altar, even though it doesn't look physically connected to it. That is the side which it's going to push items into. So similar with that. And then on the output routing nodes here, we need the void copper nugget. Now you can pull from JEI straight into the filters, so that's a click and hold with the left button. And again, do double check that it's actually stuck in the filter, and it has, so we can just simply put that one in there, that one in there. And now when we put void nuggets in here, we'll do a test run with 1. Goes into the altar will convert said void nugget into copper nugget, and it comes out into this barrel. So we'll do those, and then I'll convert these back into nuggets. And because we set this to 1, it will only put 1 at a time in here. Like I said, if you want that set to more, then you're more than welcome to do that. We're going to need to get some more food on the go. Now we've got spare routing nodes and input and output nodes, and we'll get around to using those again at a later date. So for the meantime, I'm going to put everything in there. Keep it hold of the blood orb. We're going to need some more void nuggets, so I'm going to get some of these cooking, and we're going to do full stacks in this top row. Don't forget this is fuel, so you can keep these topped up. And let's have a look at our bronze quest line. So this side we have copper, this side we have tin. For tin, we put the mixed stone nuggets into the blood altar, and I've to put those back in here, haven't I? Yeah, 49 of them. So we'll take those out of there, and we can set these filters up again if this is done, which it is. Now we're not going to need as much tin as we are copper. We're going to need a lot of copper. So to set these up, we'll just simply take them out, right click, and then we can just plonk one in like that. Again, make sure it's stuck. You know what I mean when I say stuck, don't you? So we're going to need to put one in that as well. So yeah, one mixed stone nugget, that's in. And then on the output side, we need the void tin nugget. Yep, that's fine. And then we can throw in, let's throw in, let's do 27 because that's 3 ingots worth. So just make sure it works. Yep. And yep. Oop, got fish everywhere. Okay, so that's the initial quest done. It gives you some more nuggets to go along with. So the first thing we need to do here is make ingots. So we've got enough of these, whoops, to make 2 ingots. That I think gives us more ingots. No, it doesn't. It gives us V-bucks. And then what you do is to make the copper dust is you put them in a strainer, and that's in the purified water, which is 100% return. So you can put those in there. Let's get some more of these. You're gonna need a lot of copper because copper and tin make bronze. I'm certainly gonna need more bronze than more tin than what I've made, but it'll do for the time being. Do we have enough to make some ingots? We do. Collect that quest, and then it's the same again to make the tin dust. It's in purified water. If they don't, they have. Might as well put them in the same one. That's all of those. Let's just do... Is that another one? Oh, it is. Are we still going? Yeah, we are. Let's just do one more copper one just to make a full ingot out of those nuggets. And that gets us the tin dust. Oops, wrong button. So that gives us 2 more and 2 more. That opens up both trees. These trees are important. The leaves from these trees can be strained for the nuggets, the relevant nuggets, which cuts out this whole process. So you don't need any of this. But we're not going to do that just yet, because when we get to garden cloches from Immersive Engineering, which I believe are... Oh, which one are we on? This heat power quest here. You'll see down here we have garden cloches. When you get to the garden cloches, you can automate the growth of the trees with the leaves, and then we can just automate it from there. So although, I mean, you can, if you want to, grow a load of trees and shear them and then strain those and do it that way. Let's just again make this so it's a full ingot. What we're looking at 4. So this is relatively quick. The only downside to this, of course, you've got to keep putting your life essence into the blood altar, You can't really automate that at this early stage. It's not really a feasible thing to do. Now we are going to need a lot more copper dust than that, a lot more. So with the copper dust you just furnace it, and same with the tin dust, and that gives you ingots back. So let's throw those in there, those in there. Let's pull up these, empty them out. So what have we got? 64 and 40. So I need to fill this up to the 7 bucket mark, just to be sure. So that's 6. You see, it may be enough, but it doesn't actually. If you see, if I hold shift there, it says 6B out of 10B. It would really be useful if it broke that down a bit further than just a full-size bucket, to know whether you have actually got enough in. That's why you've got to go over. So there, it's now 7 buckets, so we can put the entire stack of void nuggets in, and we know they will all get converted. Bit of a pain, but like I said, these are buffed. Getting the blood from the sacrificial knife and also from the dagger of sacrifice, you'll get a lot more life essence, and of course the runes will boost it as well. I might change these runes and have like 4 and 4 off camera, but you'll see in a bit why I've made this close to a wall. Right, so they're done, and they're done, and the reason I wanted to make an extra one is because, like recipes of old, with tin and copper to make bronze, it's 1 and 3 ratios. So that gives us 6 ingots, and then we can put 2 and 6 in there, and that will make bronze. Oh, we actually get more ingots from the quest, but you'll see here they meet up and we get bronze in the middle. Now these are actually optional quests, but we will need a bucket. So prior to getting iron, you can make a copper bucket or you can make a tin bucket. It's up to you which one you make. I'll preferably go tin because we're going to use a lot of copper for other things. Wow, they did quick. So there's our bronze. And that gives us 4 more bronze, and we're just going to make a tin bucket, seeing as we have the extra tin on hand. And then this last quest here is just to put some life essence in the bucket. Now to do that, make sure you've got at least one bucket's worth in there, because that number is round. I'm not sure if it's rounded actually, or whether it's shows you, like, if there's 1.2 buckets worth in it, it'll show you 1 bucket. So it's probably rounded down, but I don't think it'll round up. I think if you get less than 1 bucket, it splits down into millibuckets. So that shouldn't be an issue. But you put it on the altar and it will fill up with 1 bucket's worth. Now, word of warning, don't leave the bucket on the altar because it will void the rest of the life essence which is in it when you fill in the bucket. That apparently is by design, so don't know who designed it like that, but it is what it is. How are we doing with these? So 27 left, 27 in. That is a nice 3 ingots worth. And the next thing we're going to make is these coat bricks. Now, before you go ahead and make these coat bricks, if you don't know, this is a multi-block. You need 27 blocks. The recipe is in 3s, but the quest reward gives you 9 of those. So you only actually need 18 of these instead of 27. So 18 is 6 times this amount, and you can see there you need the bronze nuggets for. We also need clay and sand, which we've done in the past. So that's not an issue. I should go ahead and get those. We've already got the, let's see, what was it? Coke oven, wasn't it? So we need this times 6. So we need 18 sand and 24 clay. That's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Did I say 24? I think I did. So that gives us 25. So put those back in there on one of those. And we needed 18 sand. Now we have to strain the sandy soil to get that. This is a pain. As soon as we get out of this, it will be great. To make dirt, we strained void dirt, and that was black coloured leaves. So we need more black coloured leaves or apples. We don't have enough apples. What I do need is the black coloured saplings. So I shall make a lot more of these black coloured trees, get the leaves off them, strain them and make some more sand. And once again, you purify those in the purified water in the strainers to get dirt. Didn't see that extra stack there. Let's do these as well. Now, as I said, these are so dark. I mean, that actually looks like the void dirt, but it's not. It's black coloured wooden planks, as you can see. Now we need 8. So there's our 8. And we need this dried. Oh, we've already got 15 in there. So let's just take 8 of those, put them back in there. I keep leaving things in these drying tables. See, we've got mud in that side, so let's just put that mud in there along with the coarse dirt and that dirt. So that makes sandy soil, which you throw back in the strainer in purified water, because that gives us a 100% chance, whereas if you did it in water, that would only be 50%. And then we take our sandy soil and we strain it, and that gives us the sand that we're going to need to finish off getting our coat bricks. Oh, we do need bronze nuggets, not ingots, so we'll just break one of those down. And if I've done this right, which I haven't, oh, we need more bronze, right, okay. So there's our 18 that we need to make, and then the quest will give us the last 9. Right, where we're going to put these, let's put them behind this. So we'll do 3 by 3, 2, 3, and that's a perfect square for our blocks. Now you can't automate this. Oh, you can automate the coke oven. I was going to say you can't automate this, but you can. It's the crude blast furnace that you can't. So that's that. and I keep clicking the Teams button. So that's that one. It wants to get some treated wood, but as you can see here, we need to start with a mini coal, because that is going to come up and link with the coal coke quest here. Now, to get mini coal, you make it inside the blood altar. So it's 1 mini charcoal makes a mini coal. So that's why we switched and reverted to the void chunks as fuel. Oh, we do notice that that is actually full. Now don't forget, we've got 6 hoppers in the bottom, and then we've got the 6 resource generators on top, so they will fill up. So it's not a case that we're, you know, sort of wasting anything at the minute. They'll be back filling. So we'll get around to changing that setup. What were we doing again? Oh yes, mini coal. So if we take our mini charcoal, now we're going to need some more. So let's take, see, what have we got? Let's burn all this wood. We'll leave 20 of the black coloured logs, and then we'll convert the rest into charcoal. And while we're doing that, we can set these filters up. So on this side, we insert mini charcoal. Don't forget quantity as well. Oh, wrong quantity. You had one job and I did it wrong. And again, make sure it sticks. It's very hit and miss whether it actually does stick or not. And then this one and this one, you notice how they stack? We're going to output, it was a mini coal, wasn't it? So mini coal. There is actually something in there, you can see. It's very hard to see it. Yep, that's stuck. So we can just put one filter in there and the other filter in there. And then just to test it out, how much LP we got. Ah, there you can see we've got less than a bucket. So when it says 1 bucket, you've actually got over 1 bucket. Because if it was under, it would actually tell you. So let's just put some more life essence in there. And we'll throw those mini charcoals in. And they should get converted into mini coals, which they are. So that's that quest complete. We've now got to turn that into coal. Now, unlike the rest of the stuff, to turn mini charcoal into mini coal, it's only 8, not 9. So that gives us coal. And that gives us 3 more, and we can now put that coal into the coke oven, and that will create coal coke. Like so. And we'll just pull one out, complete that quest. That gives us 3 more. And at the same time as it's doing this, it's actually creating creosote oil, and that's why you need your bucket. So you'll need a bucket, put your bucket in there, and then any wood, put the bucket in the middle, and that gets you treated wood planks, and you get your bucket back. And that completes that quest too. We have some other quests on here, like the block of copper and the copper mesh. We'll come back to those. We will need the apprentice blood orb at a later stage, so we can come back to those in a bit. Just a bit wary of time. Now, this is not unlocked, so what have we got here? Oh, right, we need the life essence bucket, so we do actually need to fill this bucket full of life essence for that unlock. And like I said, don't put this on and walk away, or you'll come back and all your life essence will be gone. So make sure the graphic shows it's filled up with life essence before you take it out. And then that now has unlocked the bronze not the bronze chapter, the friends chapter, right at the very top there, the summoning block, and we can collect that quest. And we're actually going to stop there. So next episode we shall be going into the friends quest, and this is a long chapter, so it'll be quite a long video, and in this one we'll get lapis, redstone and iron on the go, as well as starting to grow some bamboo for our upgraded, well, not upgraded strainers, but replacement strainers, which would be easier to make. So I hope you join me for the next episode, and I shall catch you next time. This is Bolster saying goodbye. Stay safe and be good.